Hey guys, Alex from 7th Hour Films, and today we are starting Obi-Wan Kenobi, the long-awaited return of, well, who else but Obi-Wan Kenobi. Now, this is the long-awaited return of Jim from accounting. No, we're just kidding. My stupid, terrible jokes aside, yes, we are watching this. Isn't that amazing? Quite a concept. Yeah, we are watching... I'm just going to go ahead and say we're watching both of the first episodes. So, episode 1 and episode 2 were released on the same day. Guess what? A lot of people will probably, they have done, because you know me, I'm late to the party as always. I know a lot of people do 2 separate videos. Nah, man. We're doing both episodes today on this one video, which is pretty crazy. And because it is the beginning of the series, not really a season. I know this is only a limited series, and so I'm presuming there's not going to be a season 2. I don't think there will be, and I kind of hope there's not. I want this to just be its own thing, you know. Just let it be, you know. We don't want too much. We don't want to, you know. I don't know. Let's just be happy with, you know, this basically. Anyway. It's the beginning of the show. That means the full length is available on this for free. So if you want to watch my full unedited reaction to both of these episodes of Obi-Wan Kenobi, what you gotta do is head down in the description or into the pinned comment, and there will be a link there. You go, and it's basically my reaction footage. There is no show footage because I cannot give you the show. It is illegal. So... and there's no Palpatine here to make it legal. So what you gotta do, just head over to Disney Plus and basically just hit play on my video, and there will be a count in, a 3, 2, 1, and when it hits 1, that's when you need to start the episode on Disney Plus. It's as easy as possible to sync it up. You can do that. You also don't have to do that. If you would rather just watch the edited reaction, stick around here and just enjoy that. Also, stick around for the discussions, because we will be doing that. Between episode 1 and episode 2, we'll probably have a short 5-ish minute discussion, and then after part 2, we will have a full discussion on both episodes. And I always highly encourage that you stick around for those, because they're a lot of fun. We have a lot of fun theorizing and discussing the episodes that we watch. So yeah, Obi-Wan Kenobi. I did see the trailer. I do know... of at least a character, well, actually, I guess 2 characters that are coming back in this one. 2 major characters and a major actor coming back in this one, aside from Ewan McGregor. So, yeah. So, interesting stuff. I'm excited to see where we are going with this show. So, you know what? Let's not waste any more time. Let's go ahead and jump right into part 1 of Obi-Wan Kenobi. Here we go. Ooh. Wow, they actually started with a long time ago.
You refer to the prophecy of the one who will bring balance to the Force.
Previously on Star Wars. Oh, sweet, we get to recap the prequels.
Anakin Skywalker? Your apprentice, Skywalker, will be.
Oh, man. Dude, I love recapping the actual prequels.
You were the chosen one! It was said that you would destroy us, if not join them!
Oh. See, it's good to have this, to really put you in the frame of mind of where Obi-Wan's gonna be at, you know? Because this is a dark point for him. Oh, come on, man! No, start with the... Man, and these clones are real, too. These are dudes in suits. This ain't CG. No, not her. Oh, God. Let's just start with this. The Inquisitors. Oh, please show me their stupid lightsabers. Out here looking like Death from Bill and Ted.
But the stories they begin, and they travel quickly. His compassion has been his undoing.
Let's just cut to the chase.
There.
Oh no, it's that guy.
You'll never find us all.
Yeah. Ooh. Someone's stepping out of line.
He is not yours to find. We are past this, third sister. I will not warn you again.
Third
You will
sister.
forget this fixation with Kenobi, or I will relieve you of your duties. Is that clear?
Yes, Grand Inquisitor.
She wants to find Obi-Wan, specifically. Hey. Man, I feel like they're about to start singing Deliver Us. Must just be the desert.
Tika, if you're going to steal my parts and then sell them back to me, could you at least clean them first, as a courtesy?
Nuh.
Promise me you will dream the boy.
Oh. I'll try spinning. Oh. I bet that happens a lot. Oh.
I thought I saw you in town, but I wasn't sure. I didn't think you'd survived.
That's the
You're
Jedi.
making some kind of mistake.
What are you doing here, Obi-Wan?
My name is Ben.
Come on, please. Please.
Ben Kenobi. Should have worked on that last part.
You want my help? Take this. Walk into the middle of the desert and bury it in the ground.
Nuh.
What about the people that need us? What about the fight?
The fight is done.
Ooh.
We lost.
You've
What
caught him at a very low point. What do you think happened to him?
Once a great Jedi.
Meanwhile, was this Alderaan? That's not.
Insisted you would find it amusing.
Oh.
She's either in the cellar, in the kitchen, or in the woods.
Nuh. Leia goes out and about. Oh, it's baby Leia. Aw.
I promise I won't do it again.
You know, I don't believe that.
You know, I can feel you doing that.
Ha!
You don't care if he's okay. You care if he's
It's
showing.
my responsibility, Owen.
Well, I'm his uncle.
We talked about this. When the time comes, he must be trained.
Like you trained his father.
Oof.
Anakin is dead, Ben. And I
From a
won't
certain
let you
point
make
of
the
view.
same mistake twice. So leave him on the farm with his family where he belongs.
It's interesting with what he said to Nari that he would want Luke to be trained.
No! If you remember anything, rewards will be given.
Ooh.
Stand down, third sister.
Ooh.
Now!
Someone's disobeying orders.
What is it you think you will gain by capturing him?
What I'm owed.
I wonder, does she want to be Vader's apprentice or something?
Anything good today?
A trade ship and an Aquilian Ranger.
Probably scouring for pirates.
That's what I said.
Don't encourage her.
All right.
It's always good to see him.
Oh, thanks, Y.O.
My pleasure.
Y.O.
You think you're droids?
It's good manners.
You don't need manners when you're talking to a lower life form.
Then I guess I don't need manners when I'm talking to you.
Oh!
You know the difference between you and me, cousin?
You suck.
I know things.
You're scared of him. Your father. You want him to like you, so you repeat what he says, even though you don't really know what it means. You think being like him will make people frightened of you, but really, you're the one who's scared. You never made one decision for yourself in your entire life, and you never will.
Holy shit.
I may not have seen much, cousin, but I can see that.
Little Leia out here being amazing. Boy, they really nailed Leia, didn't they? That's amazing.
There are many ways to lead. You just have to find yours. Plus, imagine the look on your cousin's face when you get to boss him around for real. But for now, we will apologize.
Yeah. Play nice for now. Oh.
I'll wait for you downstairs.
I'm unspeakably happy about everything.
Why are you here?
Just waiting.
For what?
For you.
What the fuck? Stranger danger! Ah, and there's a bunch of them! Oh no, are they gonna like try to ransom her or something? Aha! You've been bested by a branch! Ah, you too have been bested by a branch! Oh my gosh, these guys aren't that great. They keep getting bested by branches. Oh.
My duty is to the boy.
What about your duty to his sister? She's as important as he is.
I mean...
Find someone else.
Damn. Really?
Better off.
Is it the kid? Yep.
He's headed for Dayu.
Damn, he came himself.
I'm not the man you remember.
Well, you're going to have to be.
I can't leave the boy.
This isn't about the boy, and you know it. Please, old friend. For her. One last fight.
One last fight. Oh, very well then. He's here to get something, isn't he? Yeah, he would have buried both of them.
He'll come. He won't be able to help it. The Jedi will hunt himself.
That's her plan. To lure out Obi-Wan. He's back! But he really doesn't want to. That's it. Alrighty, that's episode 1 of Obi-Wan Kenobi, part 1. Well, I mean, so far so good, I must say. Like, you know, it's an interesting thing. Because I feel like this is so different from other Star Wars shows. I mean, even just particularly the Disney Plus shows, Mandalorian and Book of Boba Fett. This, I don't know. Something about this seems so different, yet, I mean, it is very familiar to those. Because those very much take inspiration from Westerns, which, obviously, it's Star Wars. But this one does too, you know, just in a sort of different way, I would almost say. Whereas, you know, the Mandalorian is more of just the, you know, the cowboy who, you know, ends up taking on this young kid. You know, this is more just the older, retired cowboy, I guess, the old sheriff, stepping back in to do the right thing. So, but I really like that. I definitely really like that. And, yeah, honestly, like, everything here is everything you would kind of want, you know? Obi-Wan, he's staying off the grid, you know, he's staying quiet. He's at a very low point, too, you know? He's at a very low point. But he's keeping an eye on Luke. An interesting thing, though, is, you know, Obi-Wan entrusted Luke with Owen and Beru, But I like that Owen is kind of like, no, you need to stay away, you know? He's my family. I'm going to take care of him, but you need to stay the hell away, you know? So, I like that. It's very interesting, too. And it's also just interesting, the contrast when he talks to Nari about, you know, the fight's over, we lost, you know, that's it, the Jedi have to end. But he's still, you know, he's watching over Luke and thinking, okay, well, when the time is right, he needs to be trained as a Jedi. So it's kind of contradictory, you know? It's a tad bit contradictory, but at the same time, it could also be that while Luke may need to be trained, maybe Obi-Wan's thinking, well, maybe Luke is the chosen one, you know? He's the actual chosen one, not Anakin. Maybe he's just thinking that, well, no one else needs to be involved in this, you know? If a fight must continue, leave it to a select few who will risk their lives, you know? A select few who will fight the fight. You know, maybe he's thinking, you know, Nari is a young kid, maybe thinking like, well, let him go. Let him go and live a normal life, so if we fail, he will still live. Which didn't end up working. You know? Didn't end up working. Eventually, Reva, third sister, found him. So. But yeah, really interesting stuff. Immediately I like Reva. I think she's a really interesting antagonist. And especially, too, because, you know, I like it. I like her because there's a aspect of simplicity there, you know? Because, like, you can already pretty much guess at what her motivation is, you know? Why is she going after Obi-Wan? You know, that, you know, Obi-Wan, who is a, you know, he's big prey, and especially to Darth Vader, he would be a significant Jedi. If you caught him, you're, you know, you're sitting pretty, basically. So yeah. So you can understand her, you know, sort of reckless ambition, but, and I like how, you know, the Grand Inquisitor and even Fifth Brother is like, hey, you know, chill. You know, we need to do our job, but we cannot be too impulsive, and that's interesting. But you do still have the slight mystery of, okay, what is she trying to gain from this? You know, she talks about, you know, she's going to get what she is owed. Is she trying to be maybe Darth Vader's apprentice, you know? Because we don't really see a lot of that, you know. With our Sith Lords, we have, you know, sort of, you know, we have the Emperor Darth Sidious and then their underling. You know, the thing that I'm thinking of is Count Dooku. Count Dooku, who did have his apprentice, Asajj Ventress, until eventually it's like, well, you know, you have an apprentice, but if you have an apprentice, that's a danger to me, Darth Sidious, so you need to get rid of that. So maybe, perhaps, at the very least, Reva is looking to be a sort of Asajj Ventress apprentice to Darth Vader. Perhaps, but we will have to see. Because that is the interesting thing about Inquisitors. They are not Sith, but they are somewhat trained in the dark side. But it's also the thing of they're not as skilled as a common Jedi, which is why their lightsabers, you know, they're all spinny and stuff, because they're meant to intimidate and sort of compensate for that lack of skill, because they're not as good as a Jedi, you know? They're not as good as a Jedi, they're not as good as a Sith, but maybe Reva is looking to become Darth Vader's true apprentice and become a true Sith Lord. Darth Reva, perhaps. I don't know. But that's at least episode 1. We'll talk more about it after we finish up episode 2. But let's all take this as a good opportunity to go to the bathroom. I'm going to do that real quick, and then we're going to jump right into episode 2. But for you guys, it'll be a jump cut, so let's go ahead and do that. I'm going to go take a piss real quick. Hold on. That's just a straight up Star Wars airport. I love when they just do straight up Star Wars versions of stuff.
Any credits?
Oh? A clone?
Help a veteran get a warm meal.
Is it Tamara Morrison? Yep. That's incredible.
There's a Jedi. He helps people.
Is there?
The Jedi are all gone.
It's okay, you're safe now. I won't let anything happen to you.
Well, this guy's just out in the open. Well, not in the open, I guess, but... Hello.
I'm sending a mother and son to your gate. You will let them through when they arrive.
I'll let them through.
This guy can't be a Jedi.
500 to locate the girl. Another 300 to take you to her.
Goodness, that light is unforgiving.
Really good.
Just that there's a lot of remotes and magnets.
Meh.
Okay. I know how this looks.
Yes, it looks like you just took money from that family.
I got them safe. Just a little poorer. You're not gonna tell anyone, are you?
That depends on what you tell me.
Oh, man. This is a Clone Wars moment right here.
A rat who preys on weakness. But in my experience, rats know more about the sewers than anyone else.
Oh.
Oh, I seem to have lost my way.
Yeah, well, get back to work.
Right.
Oh! Oh! He hasn't taken a punch in a little while, has he?
Well, everybody bleeds.
Oh! Man, he doesn't even need the Force. Oh! Easy, easy.
Wait! Your father sent me. I'm here to help you.
Where's the army?
I'm gonna get you out of here.
I am the army.
From now on, you'll do exactly as you're told. Do you understand?
Come on. Man, and we never get these two together either.
Your ability gave you station, but all the power in the world can't mask the stench beneath.
Maybe that stench is your failure.
Your failure. Oh, God. Who all is here?
Yeah, little green cape. You don't need those. And the gloves.
And the gloves.
If anyone asks, we're farmers from Tall, and you're my daughter.
Granddaughter, maybe.
What?
Nothing.
She's definitely got the sass of her father.
You haven't even told me your name.
Ben.
It's not a Jedi name.
Well, that's my name.
Oh!
Who was...
There's a bounty hunter.
It's a hell of a swing.
Why is there a picture of you? You did lie.
Leia.
That's what you were hiding. You're the reason I'm here.
What?
It
No.
took me to get to you.
Oh.
Did my father even send you?
Of course he did. Leia, listen.
How do I know you're not the real kidnapper?
You have to trust
What?
me,
No.
Leia.
You aren't a Jedi.
Your father is a very old friend.
I don't believe you.
Leia.
Leia! No!
Ah, dang it. I'm just getting confused. God, I want one of those things to have Howard the Duck.
Just tell us where it is.
Oh! Oh! Good shot. I hope she didn't start flying around with her lightsaber. This guy's a terrible shot. Up! Okay, that was a... You could have just jumped, you know? Parkour! Whoa. That was crazy. Ah! Oh, okay, she got a thing.
Hold on. Hold on, just...
Oh, you're gonna have to do it!
Leia, no! No!
Oh, come on! Ah! Oh. He did it.
I'm trying to make amends. I got that family safe, and I'm gonna do the same for you. If I'd known what you were.
Doesn't matter what I am. I just need to get the girl home.
Go to these coordinates. They'll help you from there.
And how do
Interesting.
I know this isn't just
Buy you as much time as I can.
Okay.
I know she put a bounty on Kenobi.
There's that stupid lightsaber. Oh.
Where is he?
That wasn't Magnus, was it? What did you ask? You know what? I'm not gonna answer it.
I don't need you to.
She'll go into the mind. Was that it? Boy, you didn't resist that much.
Is it that hard to believe you might have friends? Look.
Yes.
Since I met you, I've been chased, shot at, I almost fell to my death, and now there are inquisiting people after us. If somebody is offering us help, I think we should take it. Now come on.
nothing. You just remind me of someone. She was fearless too, and stubborn.
I'm not stubborn.
Oh.
Yes, you are.
I'm not.
No, she was a leader.
Ah.
She died a long time ago.
I'm sorry.
She reminds him of Padme.
Me too.
Aww. They don't talk too much about Padme with Luke and Leia. Is he gonna fight?
Feel you.
Oh god. I hope the battery's charged on that thing.
You're not going to die. Today.
Ugh. She wants to take him alive.
Lord Vader will be pleased.
He didn't know that.
You didn't know.
Oh. Anakin's still alive.
He's alive, Obi-Wan. Anakin Skywalker is alive.
Sister, I can stand the reek of your ambition no longer.
Oh my god.
Found him, we have him.
And I cannot risk you losing him again. Move aside.
Alright, let them quarrel. Get out of here.
Really think I let you take all the credit?
Who's in the gutter now?
We will destroy you!
Cool. I have several questions.
Anakin.
Ugh! Ah! Oh, and that's Hayden too. Ugh! Oh, he's still alive! Ugh, and Hayden Christensen. And Hayden Christensen. He's back! They're both back! Oh, they are both back. Alrighty. That is episodes 1 and 2 of Obi-Wan Kenobi. Wow. Okay. You know, here's the thing. One of the biggest, maybe not one of the biggest things, but the thing that sticks out to me right at this moment. The Grand Inquisitor is dead. I have several questions. I mean, maybe she missed all of his vital organs. Maybe she missed all of his vital organs, you know? I mean, come on. He can't be dead. He's got to be in Rebels. He's, spoiler alert if you haven't seen Rebels, but he's killed by Kanan, you know? He's killed by Kanan. when Kanan fights him with both his and Ezra's lightsabers. So yeah, I have questions about that, but I assume those questions, mainly, how is he dead? I assume that question will be answered later. We'll just have to see. But yeah, I'm just going to kind of keep that in the back of my mind for a little while. Anyway. I mean, I feel like this is just classic Star Wars right here, you know? Like, there is a bit of a different feel between the eras of Star Wars. You've got the classic era, which is the original trilogy. You've got I guess just the prequel era of the prequel trilogy, and a bit of Clone Wars. But Clone Wars, I honestly sort of tail into the modern era. Though the modern era can be split up into two different parts. The good stuff and the sequel trilogy. I say that with only 40% certainty because there is stuff in the sequels that I like. The actors are all really good. None of the characters are really bad characters. And some of the plot is good. Some. Force Awakens, half of Last Jedi. Other than that, not really a lot. But yeah, but this has an interesting job of following up the prequel era while still being made in the modern era of Star Wars. And that's an interesting thing, you know, because and you would think, like, well, they've done this before with Rebels, but Rebels was a bit different. Rebels, I feel like, didn't have to, even though there was a lot of, you know, prequel and Clone Wars elements in it, that felt more like, well, it has to feel more like the classic era, the original trilogy, while being made in the modern era. And that I think it did very well, along with balancing things from the prequels and the Clone Wars, you know? This is very interesting to watch, you know, as a follow-up to Revenge of the Sith, you know? And Revenge of the Sith, what was that, 2006? It was like 12 years ago, you know? Is that right? Hold on. That's not 12 years ago. 2006 is not 12 years ago. That's 16 years ago. Jesus, that's 16 years ago. But yeah, I mean, I remember watching Revenge of the Sith in the theater, you know? So yeah, like, it's following up on that while also still kind of being a modern Star Wars show is very interesting to watch, you know? And there are some... Okay, there are, like, a vast majority of this, I would say, very much perfects the prequel era, or, you know, sort of goes into a bit of Clone Wars. I will say, like, was it Haja? Yeah. Haja, he feels a bit modern, you know? Granted, I like that moment between him and Obi-Wan, you know, when Obi-Wan just comes in and, you know, pretty much, you know, stops, you know, puts a stop to his entire scam. Because honestly, that did feel like a Clone Wars moment, you know? And you don't get a lot of Clone Wars moments in the prequels, you know? So, I don't know. It's just sort of an interesting balancing act, but I will say, you know, and especially after not everybody. There were a lot of people that liked the Book of Boba Fett, but there were people that complained about it, like, oh, this isn't, you know, Boba Fett, even though Boba Fett never had a character. Where I will say, I don't think anyone, there probably will be some, but I don't think most rational people are going to be complaining about this. Like, I feel like this is right, you know? This is right. This is Obi-Wan. It's definitely Leia. I am astounded by how correct Leia is. Like, yes, she is so good, you know? Leia is so good. So, yeah, just everything about this. And yeah, you're also blending in, not just... I mean, you have to blend in stuff from the modern era, too, where the Inquisitors are an invention of Star Wars Rebels that have, been picking up in other stuff. I know the Inquisitors were in Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order, a game that I never finished. We did about 3 streams of it on the channel, and I never finished the game. Let me know if you want me to continue the game in the comments. I'm not saying... I'm not going to guarantee if it would be just a stream or a Let's Play or something, but I don't know. Because we do pretty much everything Star Wars here on the channel, I don't do the Marvel Disney Plus shows, but I make it a point to do all the Star Wars shows. So... and I know they just announced a sequel to that. But I know there's Inquisitors in that, and now there's Inquisitors in here. And it's kind of interesting, seeing Inquisitors, which are a modern Star Wars invention, but with a prequel-era actor, with Ewan McGregor. Like, I like seeing that sort of stuff. It's the same thing of, when you watch Star Wars Rebels, again, spoilers, this is Season 2 now, when you see Ahsoka... And, it's the same voice actress from the Clone Wars. And then you get James Earl Jones as Darth Vader, Like, that is such a cool, mix of, Clone Wars era, prequel era, modern era, and classic era, because it's still, James Earl Jones. So I love seeing these sort of blends of eras, And maybe also another reason I like that is... I love that when it happens on Doctor Who, When I see classic things, Daleks, Sontarans, Cybermen, all that stuff being in the modern age and comparing and contrasting, and it's cool and it's fun, and it's the exact same thing here, If only maybe this is a little more difficult, because Star Wars, we'll never just tell a timeline, We're always jumping around to different points. You really have to, keep up with at what point is the show you're currently watching. This is 10 years after Revenge of the Sith, but the Bad Batch, when you start off, it's 5 minutes after Revenge of the Sith, but the Book of Boba Fett and the Mandalorian are 5 years after Return of the Jedi, and so you kind of have to, it's this whole balancing act that you have to do. But I like that Star Wars trusts its audience to know what's happening. They trust their audience to be smart enough to follow what's happening. And what's happening is really friggin' great. So, let's really go over that. So, very, very interesting stuff. Starting off Order 66 and then 10 years later. Very, very interesting stuff. And yeah, Jedi, you have to stay low, stay hidden. Obi-Wan's trying... I like that this is such a different Obi-Wan, This is not Obi-Wan in Revenge of the Sith. This is not Obi-Wan in A New Hope. This is a very different Obi-Wan, and I like that. But it is the bridge between Revenge of the Sith and A New Hope. Yeah, actually, even just, to spoilers, Star Wars Rebels Season 3, to his appearance in there when he faced Darth Maul. Or formerly Darth, now just Maul. But yeah, like, clearly by that point he has gone through a character arc, and this is it. This is his character arc, But that's the thing, is when you see Revenge of the Sith and then A New Hope, you don't really need a character arc. Like, you don't have to see it like, oh, things have been down, but here he is, and he's here, he gives the lightsaber to Luke, and they go off, they head out to Alderaan and end up on the Death Star. Pretty self-explanatory. But now seeing what is obviously a character arc you would have to go through, like, yeah, Obi-Wan, especially after you watch not only the prequels, but the Clone Wars, and you see every little thing that went on, and to see all of that just end so horrifically and tragically that yeah, even for someone, Mr. Jedi over here, and if anyone is kind of Mr. Jedi, it's Obi-Wan, it still took a toll on him, It still took a toll on him. And I like that. And it kind of reminds me towards the end of Clone Wars, there was a story arc with Yoda, actually. It was Yoda when he first started to learn about, communicating, I guess your consciousness beyond death, becoming one with the Force and stuff like that. And it's such an interesting thing because it's like, oh, well, Yoda, he's like 900 years old, how much does he need to learn at this point? But it's a really, really great set of episodes. And this kind of reminds me of that, where Yoda probably, like, I don't think we're going to get a Yoda show of, basically the same thing, but on Dagobah. But Obi-Wan definitely, like, yeah, there are still things for him to learn. He does have to go through a lot. And the end of the Clone Wars does take a toll on him. It has definitely taken a toll on him. Nightmares, absolute nightmares. And I like that, again, it's not just the nightmares of Order 66. It's not just nightmares of fighting Anakin. It's not just that. I like that the nightmare he has is everything, actually. He remembers Qui-Gon, but he does remember Anakin in a positive light. There are positive Anakin moments there in his actual nightmares, but the reason for that almost just makes it the more tragic because and part of that nightmare is also what happened with Anakin, So I actually like that there are good moments with Anakin that, if anything, just make it all the more tragic, all the more tragic. So great stuff there. And yeah, lay low. I love that he has a Jawa friend that he talks to and gets parts and stuff, and the Jawa steals some of his parts, which is interesting. So yeah, that's really interesting. And he tried getting a toy for Luke, but Ben is not okay with, or not Ben, Owen, excuse me, jeez. It's just because I looked down and just saw Ben on my notes, but Owen wants Ben to stay away, which is interesting. And yeah, you understand where he's coming from, because he's looking at, how far Anakin fell, and he's thinking, okay, the Jedi need to be gone. Let's just try to survive. I've got a farm. I'm just gonna, do my best to protect Luke, And I like that. I really do like that. But it's interesting, almost the sort of, again, like we talked about between episodes, the almost, I don't want to say like double standard, but the interesting thing of, talking to this Jedi, Nari, and saying, the fight is over, we lost, we need to, let this go, go live a normal life. But he's still thinking, well, when the time comes, I need to train Luke, So that's very, very interesting. And yeah, it's... Hang on. Excuse me, I did that. Anyway, but yeah, it's interesting that he almost has this sort of, even in this dark moment, he still would want to train Luke at some point, But, again, like I sort of mentioned, it could just be a thing of like, well, he doesn't want to, revive the Jedi and go and do all this, but maybe if you can have just a little bit of hope, have a chosen one, but if that fails, the Jedi, that are out there, maybe they don't die. They just continue to live. I don't know, but it's a very interesting thing there. And also just an interesting thing that he doesn't consider training Leia at all, I guess he must see more of Padme than Anakin in Leia, but it's interesting he doesn't even think about, well, if the day comes, then I must train Leia too, He's not thinking about that, and he's honestly not thinking about Leia at all. He's just, he gave Leia over to Bail Organa, and that's just it, So, Very interesting stuff. But Leia, I mean, brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. They completely nailed her, I feel like, you know? Just everything when she's talking to her stupid cousin and stuff, like, I can hear Carrie Fisher saying these lines, you know? Like, it's absolutely incredible how much they nailed Leia. And I'm so happy for that, you know? So, that was really good. And then, yeah, we have everything with Reva, third sister, the only one to have a name, which is interesting. But, yeah, with her on this, you know, vendetta to capture Obi-Wan for the boss, basically. And, yeah, you know, the whole thing is she wants to bring him in alive to Darth Vader. But why? What is she expecting to gain from this? Is something I feel like we need to go into a bit more. And hey, we've got 4 episodes left, so that's pretty good. But yeah, I'm very curious, like, what it is that she specifically is going for. Is she trying to be a Sith Lord specifically? Because, you know, we had a bit of that, you know, you're just, you know, from the gutter, you know. They said something about your ability gave you station, but that's about it. Like, we gave you everything else. And, you know, you're just gutter trash, basically, which is interesting. So perhaps, you know, I mean, and, you know, her ability perhaps is just the Force, you know? Perhaps she was just perhaps she was a youngling with a Force-sensitive youngling, and she just, you know, join the Inquisitors because that was the best she could do, you know? And now she's trying to make the most of her life, and by doing, the only way to do that is to bring, you know, top tier Jedi to Darth Vader, you know? Maybe something like that. So, we'll definitely have to see, but Reva, very good antagonist right off the bat, and I'm very curious to see more of her. In terms of other stuff, again, we had Haja with the scam, which was funny. I like that. And again, you know, while it did, you know, it felt like a modern Star Wars moment that was kind of strange in this, because this hasn't really had very much of a modern Star Wars feel. But I did like, it definitely kind of felt like a Clone Wars moment. You know, I can imagine this as a Clone Wars episode, like, oh, there's a fake Jedi, and they have to go, you know, deal with that, and Obi-Wan, sassy as ever, you know, shuts it down. So I like that. But I like how, you know, this guy is also, he's trying to make amends, you know? He's trying to fix some things, and he did, you know, send, even though he did get paid for it, he did send that family to a place where they'll be safer, presumably this Force-sensitive child, you know? So that was really, really interesting. I like that. But yeah, so that was interesting, and I like he does help Obi-Wan in the end. And then yeah, we had Finding Leia, which was interesting, and Obi-Wan pretty much not using the Force. I mean, he had basically cut himself off from the Force, you know? Like, he had to strain in order to use it at all. So I like that, which is interesting. And just him, and, you know, he's not, you know, maybe not out of shape, but he's definitely out of practice. Just, you know, trying to fight these guys, he's having a difficult time, you know? And he doesn't use the Force, doesn't use his lightsaber, but still, he manages to save Leia. So yeah, all of that was really, really interesting. And Leia kind of being a little annoying, but also kind of being a bit Leia, you know, asking too many questions and stuff like that, when it's like, you know, just shut up, we're trying to get out of here and stuff. But Leia, she's very inquisitive, you know. She's very inquisitive. She's, you know, trying to figure out everything that's going on. And yeah, you honestly understand why she wouldn't trust Obi-Wan, you know, when seeing his bounty and stuff. So yeah, it's very interesting. I honestly feel like they really nailed Leia, especially, and the kid too. And not just the writing, but the acting was really good too on the kid. So yeah, I like that. And it's nice to see a moment between Obi-Wan and Leia, because you don't get that in the original trilogy. You also pretty much you never get any moments between Leia and Bail, because he pretty much, there's, because he's pretty much dead. I mean, he's not in the original trilogy, and they haven't really done much with her before the original trilogy. I can't remember if Bail was in that episode of Rebels that Leia was in. Yeah, that's kind of the only other time we have any of Leia pre A New Hope. So, yeah. So, still interesting stuff. And I honestly think they really nailed her character, and I'm happy for that. So, yeah. But Obi-Wan did use the Force. It was a strain, but he did save her, which was good. And then did not have an encounter, or did not have a fight with Reva. But he has now learned that Anakin is still alive, which, yeah, he would not have known that. And I think there's been a lot of debate, whether or not he knew in A New Hope. But now we can put that all to rest that, yeah, now he definitively knew before A New Hope. This is the moment he realized that Anakin was still alive, which was interesting. And then, yeah, the Grand Inquisitor is dead. I have a couple questions about that, but I don't know. Maybe he just needs a long soak in a Bacta tank, and then he'll feel better. I don't know. I really love that moment. I see he was uncredited, but I love that, that moment with the veteran clone. I love that it's Tamara Morrison. They just got Tamara Morrison on his lunch break or something, did him up in that in the armor and everything, and which, I mean, that's the first time he's ever actually been in clone armor, which is pretty cool. So yeah, because all of the clones, well, I'm sure, I mean, I guess in the prequels he may have worn, for like some of the shots on Kamino during Attack of the Clones, he may have, but that was really cool. And honestly, just seeing real clone armor, because, yeah, I guess, I don't know, because there would be a couple shots of Kamino where you see a lot of the clones, and it's Tamara Morrison in the clone trooper outfit, but I don't know if they actually did that or if they just had Tamara Morrison and they CG'd the clones over later. I don't know. But I remember that was a big thing in the Book of Boba Fett when they showed a bit of Order 66, and there were actual legitimate clones there, which was cool. And we see a bit more of that here, and even here, yeah, it's Tamara Morrison, which means if they ever bring in like Rex for the Ahsoka show or anything, it's going to be Tamara Morrison, which is fine. I've come to accept that now, because that's just sort of how it is, It's like you don't get, was it James Arnold Taylor who voiced Obi-Wan? You get Ewan McGregor. You don't get Matt Lanner who voiced Anakin. You've got Hayden Christensen in the live action. I've just kind of accepted that that's just how it's going to be, and that's fine. And especially for these two, it's fine. But Tamara Morrison, it works. I like Tamara Morrison. It's all fine. And D. Bradley Baker's got enough on his plate with The Bad Batch. I did see that season 2 trailer. We're coming back around to season 2 of D. Bradley Baker talks to himself for 20 minutes, so I'm excited for that. But anyway, that was a really cool moment, and I like that. And altogether, I really, really enjoyed these episodes. Just phenomenal right off the bat. We've got 4 more episodes in this show, and I'm very excited to see where we are going. But that is basically it. With all that being said, I'm Alex from 7th Hour Films, and I will see you guys next time. Take care. Alright guys, thanks for watching this video. There's a bunch of links on screen if you want to go click around to any of those. There's a playlist for all of my Obi-Wan Kenobi reactions, as well as another playlist for all of my Book of Boba Fett reactions, since that's the most recent series, if you want to go check those out. There's also a subscribe button and a Patreon button on screen, as well as other links in the description if you want to go check out any of those. See you guys later.